This is the Fortis Coliseum, and if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I've been intimidated by this challenge for quite a while and borderline scared to even attempt it. It took me a lot of attempts to complete the Inferno, and this is a very similar minigame. There's going to be several waves leading up to a final boss, being Sol Heredit, and he is a beast. If I'm able to defeat all 11 waves and then kill Sol Heredit, I will be rewarded with Dazana's Quiver, which is currently the best range cape slot item in the game. We've got a lot of work to do in this episode, so without further ado, let's begin. Alright, well, here goes nothing, I suppose. I have never done Coliseum before, not even on my main account. I have no idea what I'm doing. The thing about Coliseum that's frustrating for me is there are so many different methods, I feel like. So it's really hard, whereas Inferno, I feel like the best method is really pretty clear. I mean, most guides, yeah, there's a little bit of difference, but for the most part, they're going to be the same. This is totally different. Some people use the northwest pillar, some people use the southeast pillar, some people take ancients, some people swear ancients it's terrible. It's a lot, and it's confusing. And there's like 1,000 different ways to deal with the Fremennik warband. And from what I've seen online, I don't really know the best way to do it, but I'm thinking I'm going to try Ancients to start off. So because of that, I have a pretty heavy mage setup right here because I have to get to 115 magic attack bonus because I only have Mystic Vigor. I don't have Augury yet. So I believe it's 115 to never splash. So anyway, I'm going to try Ancients first. If it's terrible, if I hate it, maybe I'll try and do the 6-tick walk method. But for right now, this is the method that I'm going to do. And yeah, I'm just going to start sending. And my strategy here is just go as long as I possibly can. Even if I use all my supplies, just get as far as I can because practice is going to be the best thing for me to do here. So yeah, that's enough blabbing. Let's get to it. All right, so here goes nothing. Screw it. We'll see what happens. I'm supposed to run out and then back in. Oh, Lord. All right, that's wave 4 completed. Feel like that's a decent little first attempt here. Of course, we've already sipped like 3 full brews, but hey, you know what? We're trying, we're learning, we're doing our thing. I'll take that. Oh my, okay. Well, I forgot about the little spear thing. Damn it. To be honest though, first attempt really wasn't that bad because I did figure out the whole method of starting on the black tile. And then what I do, I use the visual metronome and I wait 4 ticks to run to tile A, and that sets up the entire wave. So it's working out pretty well, I would say. I just kind of got to learn what invocations I like. Like I think the acid on the ground one from the spear is definitely a no-go. But you know, that's going to just be learned with time. So we're just going to keep sending. So going into wave 6 now, which I've heard is like one of the hardest waves. Oddly, people say that if you get past 6, it's actually like fairly easy until 10. I find that extremely hard to believe. In fact, I don't believe it. Pretty sure if I get past this wave, I will probably die on like 7. But hey, yeah, let's see if we can get past it. Let's see how it goes. And we were able to get past wave 6, but one thing that I noticed is that some of the videos I watched said that the Doom invocation really wasn't that bad to deal with. Personally, I don't know if it's more mental or what, but seeing that little black number pop up on my character, I feel like it sets off a chain reaction where I just start making a ton of stupid mistakes. And so I kind of decided after this run that I don't think I want to do Doom anymore. Even if I have to do something else that I really don't like, it's just not worth it, especially for the first quiver. Because I'm probably going to end up making at least 15 mistakes at Soul anyway, so it just doesn't really make sense for me. Yeah. 12 out of 15 Doom points there, so yeah, I don't think we did very well at it, but hey, we got through it, so I'll take that. We take those, man, we take those. We're slowly learning. So on the next attempt, something kind of weird happened. I managed to just not die for a really long time, and I actually ended up completing wave 10, which was a new PB by quite a lot. And the situation I was in, though, however, was that my wife was almost home from work, and she had a long day, and she was really wanting to go eat. And so me, trying my best to be a good husband, I decided to go ahead and just claim the loot and quit the run, which to be fair, I only had 1 brew anyway. It's not like I could have got my quiver on this run. It wasn't going to happen, so I might as well get a little bit of loot back anyway. But yeah, I did unfortunately have to claim the loot here and end the run. And the Discord chat was not exactly too proud of me for that decision.
You go as far as you can.
You're learning.
So you learn.
6 minutes.
Climb and leave.
Oh, it only takes 2 minutes. Bro, select Frailty T2 and run this back. You don't even need a brew because it's no point.
1,000.
What? What?
Oh my
What?
god.
Bro, what?
Okay, fucking leave. Go fucking.
Bro, no, I mean this
Get
the
outta here.
nicest way possible, but I hope you fail miserably at Soul when you make it there.
And after having a little bit of Tex-Mex at the local Mexican joint, getting a little bit of fajitas for 2, I was energized, I was focused, I was ready to get back in there and send some more Coliseum. Unfortunately, the next few attempts didn't go quite as good as that one, and I did end up dying a few times on waves 7, 8, 9, but eventually I was able to have another really solid run. All right, this is going to be my first time sending wave 11. Here's my different modifier options. All right, so let's go ahead and pot up, and I might just die instantly here, but we're going to send it. Oh, looks like a good spawn. All right, that is wave 11 completed. I had to take a break, so it took 28 minutes. Oh, these invocations are terrible too, but if we win, we get a quiver, so that's cool. Alrighty. Not gonna lie, that 180 Onyx bolts, it's looking pretty good too. All right, I might run the Coliseum simulator a couple times, see how I feel, and then go for it if I feel ready. All right, well, I don't really know how to feel about this, but I did the simulator. It went okay. I got it down to like 20 HP both times. I've got tons of supplies. I did die in the simulator, and honestly I kind of just feel like I just want to send it, you know. I don't want to just sit here and wait. Of course, if I die quick I'll then regret it probably, but I don't know, man. I kind of want to just send it. Nice little cutscene here. All right, so I'm going to speed up this encounter here. I think that overall I performed pretty well. I was really surprising myself on the melee parries. That is the thing that to me seemed the most complicated for some reason, is figuring out the timing on when to flick prey melee. What I do personally is I just count the ticks. So as soon as I see it, I say 1, 2, and then click on 3. And then once it's below 750 HP, I'll just count to 1, 2, 3, 4. Just wait that extra tick. That's what seems to work for me, but I saw a bunch of different methods online of how to do that correctly, the audio, all these different tips. None of them seemed to work. But yeah, that actually didn't really seem to be much of a problem. The thing that was a problem for me was I wasn't using the correct portion of the room, so I wasn't dragging Soul the right direction and giving myself enough tiles to work with. And then the other mistake that I made was that I wasn't moving on the right timing. So you really have to get that timing down where you're clicking back and attacking back on the boss right at the correct timing, so that you don't drag the boss across the room and so that you obviously don't take any damage. So that was the main takeaway here, is that I really need to get the timing down on the attacks a little bit better. That one's on me. That one's on me. Was a good try. Was a good try. Damn it. Hey, that's a unique Sunfire top. All right, well, I think that'll be my first piece of Sunfire, because I'm definitely going to go ahead and take that. That's pretty sick. And then just 1 or 2 runs later, I actually made it back to Soul. I don't really have much clips to show for this, though. My supplies were very, very bad on this attempt, and as you can see here, I'm down to 15 HP and 1 super combat dose. But overall, it was really pretty good practice. I survived for quite a while on 15 HP. The clip only showed the end of it, but I was actually alive for quite a while with just 15 HP and no supplies, so I did feel like it was a good little run for practice purposes, and it did give me a little bit more confidence that I feel like I can get back to Soul relatively easily. So I knew I just had to keep grinding it at this point. The next attempt, I died on wave 11. There was a south spawn, but honestly, this wasn't that bad of a situation. I should have been able to survive this, but I was kind of trying to get stingy with the brews and look towards soul, which you just can't afford to do when you're learning this stuff. So, lesson learned. And then, unfortunately, I didn't get a clip of the available loot for this wave, but I got crazy luck here. I'm actually fighting for a Ralos right now. So if I complete this wave 11, I will get a Ralos. And I really thought I recorded a clip, but I can't find it anywhere. Maybe I deleted it. But essentially, my thought process going into this was, you know what? I could sit here and overthink it, or I could just freaking send it. So that's what I ended up doing. And that's what you're seeing here is the start of the wave. I just sent it. And luckily, I ended up getting a really easy spawn. And I just really, really took my time here. Absolutely insane drop that I was able to get this. And from here, I've got a couple of clips. All right, and we are going to be ending right there, which sucks because like I want another run at Soul, but I am 100% taking the Ralos. That's insane that I just got it. Like that is so rare, and we got it. All right, I typed pause. I got one good luck, but yeah, let's go ahead and get that bad boy. There it is. The Ralos. And how many splinters did we get that run? Only 230. That's okay. Pretty good though. Pretty good drops overall. Like pretty solid. We take that. So very good. And we got the freaking Ralos, bro. It's so sick. So spoon too. Very lucky boy. No quiver yet, but we got a freaking Ralos. That's crazy. Nothing to it but to do it. I got this. Simple as that. I got it. I got this. Let's eat. The boys are about to eat. Shit. So did a few things wrong this run. First and foremost, probably the biggest mistake that I made was that I didn't have my F keys set up. On the other runs, I would set up my armor tab to be F3, which is usually my magic tab. I didn't like setting it to F4 because then I felt like I had to like move my index finger over to hit the key, and I just liked it being somewhere where it felt natural and normal to me. And I forgot to set it up on this run. So if you paid attention, I took 2 hits on the special attack where you have to take off a piece of armor, which is just silly because that's honestly probably the easiest attack to defend against. But I had to take a click to click the armor tab, then click the armor, and I was like 1 tick late twice, which really sucked and is unfortunate. But then another thing that I realized this run, at this point during my soul attempts, what I was doing is I was dodging the attack and then thinking of what the next attack could be. So like essentially if it was spear 1, I would know, okay, next attack could be either spear 2 or shield 1. And so in my mind, I was thinking I'm either going to step back like 1 tile or I'm going to step diagonally, which is completely the wrong way to do this. And this is an example of when I kind of talked about earlier is I feel like there's so many different techniques for doing Coliseum. But the easiest thing to know is that there's a guaranteed next step on every single auto attack. Let me show you what I mean real quick. So if you get spear 1, your next 2 options are either spear 2 or shield 1, and diagonal back 1 row is always a solution to both attacks. If you get spear 2, your next 2 options are either going to be shield 1 or spear 1, and back 1 in the middle is always going to be a solution to both attacks. If you get Shield 1, your next two options are always going to either be Shield 2 or Spear 1, in which back 2 middle is always going to be a solution. And then if you get Shield 2, your next two options are going to be either Shield 1 or Spear 1, in which back 1 middle is always going to be a solution. I know that was a lot of nerd talk. Hopefully it made sense on the screen. But once I figured this out, everything clicked. And I should have known this on my first Soul attempts, but I didn't. But at this point, I was feeling really confident that if I could get back to Soul, I was going to defeat the boss. So I really locked in. And unfortunately, I ended up having a bad few runs after this where I would get either really, really bad invocations or I would get a double south spawn. So it took me like 7 or 8 tries, sadly, to get back to Soul, but eventually I got a relatively easy wave 11, and I was going into Soul with pretty solid supplies, possibly my best yet. 5 full brews, plenty of prayer, and of course my super combat, and a lot of practice, and a lot of confidence. So I felt good about this run. But unfortunately, I think I was a little too excited to fight Soul because I forgot to start recording before I did it, so I only have the replay buffer footage. So going into this next clip, be advised, Soul is already down to 170 HP. We gaming. So let's see what happens. 170 HP.
70? He's got it.
No, 120 right now.
Should I play the soundboard?
Probably.
Imagine that was Otani home run, dude. That kind of.
I'm hovering over it, Jack, but I know
Dead.
I shouldn't.
Run, volatility. Run. Oh, we got it. Yes. Yes.
Oh my. Oh
We
my.
freaking got it. And I got pet. No, I'm joking.
I mean, it tells you when you get. It tells you ahead of time, but yeah.
Oh
Did you
my
get the pet?
gosh.
Let's go,
I know.
bro. Nicely done. Good shit.
We did it. Let's freaking go.
Hell yeah, Bugs.
Oh, feels so good. Yeah, that got the adrenaline pumping. My gosh.
Shake it.
A little bit, man. I was actually pretty calm until I looked up and it was at like 250 HP, and then I started tanking some hits and I was like, oh shit.
That low, I'm not gonna lie.
On a complete.
28k.
I mean, fuck, you get half that for for completing the final wave.
Well, the voice chat summed up most of my thoughts there, but I did kind of panic towards the end, took a lot of damage. The glory wasn't great, the overall time being 46 minutes, not perfect. But overall, hey, we got a quiver, man. We take those, and after this, my next step was to go and get it, talk to Ava so that it has the effect of the Ava's assembler. But then I kind of wanted to do more Coliseum, partially because I was really enjoying it, but also because I'm going to need the splinters eventually anyway if I ever want to bless this thing. So yeah, we got right back in there. And literally next run, we made it back to Soul again, and this one was awkward because I never got myopia throughout any of the waves, and I actually had to take Doom, which I obviously never liked taking. But I freaking rose to the occasion, and also second quiver, way less difficult for me because I felt like I had the initial nerves over. So actually got a pretty clean little second run here and a back-to-back Soul completion. Oh my goodness. That was so awkward without myopia. But that was a PB by like 8 minutes, which is pretty sick. Alright, so I guess we trade this quiver in. Yeah, so if you don't know, you can trade in your extra quivers to this guy here outside the Coliseum, and he will give you 4,000 Sunfire Splinters for it, which it's a decent amount. Like, it'll keep you topped off for a little while, but honestly, it's really not that many when you consider you need 150,000 of them in order to bless the quiver. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of Coliseum in the future, and actually, while we're at it, why don't we just send a little bit more right now? All right, so apologies, the floor did change colors. In this clip, you're not going crazy. That's because I'm using the plugin for Doom of Macchiato to change it because it helps. But anyway, I did want to say this is actually my 4th Soul completion that you're seeing in this clip. I got a 3rd one that I didn't get a clip of as well. But we actually completed Soul 4 times in a row after getting the first quiver. Well, 4 total. So I'm not quite ranked on the high scores yet. I'm still at 4KC. I want to go back. I actually did send a few attempts after this and I did die, so the streak is over. But we did get 4 completions in a row, which I feel pretty good about. And that does bring me to a question of which is easier, Inferno or Coliseum? My personal anecdotal evidence or anecdotal experience is that I find Coliseum to be quite a bit easier. I think mechanically it is more difficult, but because it's so fast, the mental aspect of it and the emotional toll that it takes on your body and the adrenaline and everything, I just feel like it's a lot easier for that. So that's my personal opinion. I felt like I should share that now that I've completed both pieces of content. Well, with that, that is really the last piece of gear that I was really wanting before sending and really locking in on Doom of Macchiato, because this does give you a max hit in this setup. But gotta say, that was a lot of fun, and I am looking forward to coming back here and doing it more. But I think for right now, it's time to go to Doom and try and progress this account. There's some really good drops for my account at that boss, and I'm probably going to end up sticking to that thing until I green log it. So with that, I think we're going to go ahead and call it an episode, but thank you all so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Adios.